When you decide to use themes to format your documents and take advantage of the quick styles that are available to you here in the Styles group, you may realize that some things need to be reformatted and you don't see the exact formatting you need here in the Styles dropdown. Well, in that case, you might want to create your own or even modify existing ones. That's what we're going to do right now as we continue with our Landon Hotel guide that we started work on in the previous movie. If you skip to this movie, though, just open up LH Guide 0602 and you'll have what I have. We'll start with the title. Click anywhere in the title and you can see it's the title quick style that was applied. But as we click this drop down and look at the various options, there's no formatting that exactly matches what we want. So in that case, we can make our changes ourselves and then choose to use those changes to update the existing style or create a new style. So let's go into the left margin next to our title. We'll click there. Let's start with the font that we're using. Instead of Calibri, we're going to go with Times New Roman. You may need to scroll all the way down the list into the T's alphabetically if it's not one of your most recently used ones. Mine happen to be near the top. Next, we'll bold it. And we'll change the color. Click the font color drop down. Let's go to a nice dark purple over here. That looks better. And it's all caps right now. I'm thinking we should go up here into the font group on the ribbon. Click the change case drop down and change it to capitalize each word. That looks better except for the word of. So we'll click in there, take out the capital O and replace it with a lowercase o. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'd like to have that at my disposal every time I need to create a title. So in that case, with my cursor flashing anywhere in the title, all we need to do is go up to the Styles group and click the expansion arrow to open up the Styles pane. Now from here, you'll notice down below we have some buttons. The first one is to create a new style. We can do that from scratch. We can also open up the Style Inspector and manage styles from here, but there's where we go to create a new style. However, if we want to just simply update the title style and just hover over it, you can see exactly what formatting comes with that using the theme we selected. We can go to the drop down here, give it a click, and notice that we have the option to update title to match our selection. So clicking this is easier than going to modify and making all those changes manually. Let's click Update Title to match selection. Notice up here in our quick styles, it looks totally different. So anytime we need a title, we can just click up here and we'll get this look right here, including the lines that you see above and below. I kind of like those. All right, let's scroll down our document a little bit and into the second page at the top, you can see there's a header. Of course, we can apply styles and update styles in the header and footer areas as well. Let's double click in there, select West End London. And in this case, you'll notice with the pop-up toolbar here, we have the styles drop down where we can select from existing styles. Maybe heading would work. I don't think any of these work. Let's go to create a style. This opens up a dialog where we can give it a name. How about headers? Paragraph style preview, style 1 is exactly what we have right now before we click modify. So let's go to modify. All right, there's the name, headers. You can see the style type is it's linked, paragraph and character. That means that it's going to be linked to the entire paragraph, not just a word, for example. You could click anywhere in the paragraph to apply it. I like that. It's based on normal. And now all we have to do is come down here and choose the formatting. So I'm going to click the drop down here and go to Calibri headings. I like that one there. With that selected, I can now change things like the font size. I think it should be about 18 points. Maybe 20 would be better. Let's choose 20. Let's go to bolding. We'll turn that on. And the color should be purple. Notice here that we don't really see anything allowing us to change the color. Let's move this up a little bit so we can see the entire dialog. But what we can do is change the alignment. I think it should be right aligned. Let's go over there. You can see what that's going to look like. And then we'll apply the coloring after we get this done. Okay, let's click OK. So it's automatically applied to the existing content up here as the new style called headers. And if we want, we can go to the Home tab now. Choose that same color of purple. It's already there from the last time we used it. And if we wanted to, we could go to this headers style now, click the drop down, and update headers to match our selection. It'll now take on the color purple, which means if we scroll down to the footer area and we want to use the same thing, we could go to headers either from here, or you can go into your quick styles here and see that headers is one of the options. Give it a click. Also, any of the other sections that use headers and footers that are different, such as Latin Quarter Paris, we need to update those. We can go to headers from here. It'll appear that way for this entire section until we get to the third section, which is our San Francisco section. And we can do the same. You might want to click from here and select headers as well, another option. All right, let's double click anywhere in the document itself. That closes up the headers and footers, and you can see what we end up with. Nicely formatted. We have a new style called headers, and we have an updated title style as well. So we can experiment with those if we wanted to. For example, in this month's issue, we can select all of that, format it the way we want. I think Calibri body is fine, but it needs to be bigger. It needs to be 18 points. Bold. We'll keep the color black. That's fine. Should also be centered. Let's go up here and center it. And if we wanted to now, we can update strong. I'm going to do that by clicking the drop down and update to match selection. There we go. So just click anywhere in the document. You can see how it's really changing things up. Now, although we're using styles, we can still apply outside formatting, like West End London, for example. Click anywhere in that line. That should be left aligned, perhaps. Latin Quarter Paris, centered. Maybe San Francisco should be right aligned. We can change things like alignment, just like that. I'm going to go to Latin Quarter, make that right aligned. San Francisco, left aligned. There we go. It's really up to you. We can apply that type of formatting to something that has a style already applied, no problem. So that's how you create your own styles and even update existing styles in the theme that you've selected for your document. And of course, by using styles, and we can close up this pane now, when we go to do things like navigate our document or change up using a different theme, because we have actual headings using quick styles here, that's going to come in very handy, as you'll find out in the next movie.